we are live here at, I always say that's wrong, it's NAMTA, but it is Art Materials World, and we are in the gel press booth. So I'm gonna flip this camera around so you guys can see all the amazing fun stuff that we are gonna be doing. And we are here with Sally Lynn, and she says she has an amazing technique that she wants to show us.
Yes, well, one of the things that's really cool about this surface, you've probably seen us print with acrylic paint or different things like that, but one of the things that's really cool about it is that you can allow media to dry on the surface and do what we call a pickup print. So that opens up a whole nother variety of things you can use, such as alcohol inks, which tend to dry right on contact. Now the only reason to do anything on this surface is if you can do something different than you can do on paper. So I'm going to show you how gel press makes alcohol ink act differently.
Now, for those people who don't know what gel press is or what this is, can you just give us a little baby tutorial?
This is a gel monoprinting plate. So it replaces traditional acrylic or glass sheets where the media had to stay wet. You had to use a press in order to print. And it replaces the gelatin, which is actually an animal product, and usually breaks down or molds, or it doesn't, of course, doesn't work with alcohol ink. It only works with water media. So it's engineered to do the job better.
Oh, love it. And
it's vegan, cruelty-free, and all that good stuff too. So I just brayered alcohol ink on there. Let me say that again. I brayered it. That's why we came out with an economy brayer, because you would not want to do that to your good brayer.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to. And you like to store your brayers upside down once you're done using them?
Yes, you store them like that so that the roll itself doesn't get distorted by sitting on your surface. It also keeps your paint and media off of your table.
Fantastic.
Yep.
So people are asking, some of the retailers, do you have a link on your site for where they can buy one of the gel press plates?
Absolutely. You go to gelpress.com and we have the retailers link there.
Fantastic.
Yep, so it's all there.
People always want to know where they can buy it.
Absolutely. So, first things first, we put some alcohol ink on there, and we've been talking and it's dry. Oh no.
Oh, rats.
That's actually a good thing. So, first thing I'm going to do is this, like I said, is engineered to release the media. So, everything that touches it will lift it off.
Ooh.
So, I'm going to put this very detailed stencil on there, and a light touch this there. This is from Carabel, and mine is, they're usually white. But Carabel made these beautiful art texture stamps, and the text is flipped. So they're perfect for monoprinting, so it will read correctly.
Cool.
So these are from Carabel, and you can get them from your retailers as well. I know they're shipping, I think, next week. I'm going to use this one with the round bits. And I'm just pressing that in, once again, to do some removals through the stencil itself. Okay, now, one of the things you can't do with alcohol ink is stencil with it, but we can on the gel press. The gel press has a tendency to hug stencils to the surface.
Okay.
So that means that it's not going to bleed under the stencil when I put some ink on here.
That's why your stencil is all kinds of fun colors.
I know.
I love it.
All of my stuff eventually becomes embellishment. And these were the wrong sleeves to wear today.
I was going to ask.
Just saying.
Did you do it on purpose?
Only if I wanted to alter my clothing a bit more.
There you go.
All right, now that we've done a little bit of that, I'm going to go ahead and lift the stencil off, and you're going to see that we have stencil marks, both in ink and removals. So it's kind of fun, the different looks we're getting here. We're just building a scene, so to speak. You could also use a little plate like this one to do additive work. So say I have a little puddle pad here with alcohol ink on it. I can also take...
Will this eventually stain the alcohol inks your jelly plate? I mean, are you worried about it becoming pristine clean again?
Nope.
Nope? Okay.
I'll show you why. First of all, I never worry about that.
Okay.
That's like people who have clean stamps.
Yeah,
what are you doing,
never
people? But it still works. But I'm not worried about it because I know I can get it. Now, I've been doing additive work. I've been stamping with alcohol ink.
That's cool.
But at the same time, these like solid areas, if I place this here, it will lift. So I'm taking the blobby bits that I don't like as much,
So you're
and adding texture to it, so removals and additions. You can do everything.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's really cool.
So we've stenciled with alcohol ink, we've stamped with alcohol ink. Now we need to get a print. Now this beautiful background, if I took a piece of paper right now, and this is just copy paper.
I love that we can just use copy paper and it makes beautiful art.
This is the thing this is why I came up with, I believe I invented this technique. I believe I did. But I will say the reason why I started doing this, and I have the Ranger ones, I was using Copic reinkers, all of these different alcohol inks work beautifully. But those things bleed through paper.
Yeah.
But if they're dry, no bleed through. So you can use this for art journaling. You can print directly into your book, no cool. issue. So here's my piece of paper.
And alcohol ink's it's dry at this point.
It's dry. It's done. It's not going anywhere. So now what we need to do is pick it up. So I'm going to take a little bit of paint. This is just a buff color. You could use white. You could even use gel medium if, for example, you wanted to print on something that had a pattern on it, like a collage.
Just nothing with a texture that's going to grit into the gel plate.
Yeah. And even then, you can use one side for unsafe stuff and
smart.
Experiment on this side and be careful on this side.
Got it. Yep.
I don't like to tell anyone no. But the first thing I need to do is kind of coat this brayer with paint. And that's why I use this little 3x5 plate, because once I get it completely covered, I know this brayer is completely covered. Because if I tried to roll a naked brayer across this plate, it would pick up all that alcohol ink.
Which you just spent all that time putting it on there. Yeah.
So once I've got it covered, I can go back and forth. We're all safe now. We're not moving it at all. And now, see how thin this is coated? That's the point. If you can see your marks, you can print them. So if I put it on really thick, then I would get a print of this paint.
Right.
So now it's just being the glue that's picking up those dried skins of ink, if that's what we want to call it, dried media, whatever the media is that's dry, and it'll pick it up and adhere it to this surface. So I'm just making sure we've got contact everywhere. And this is just copy paper from Staples and lift off.
Oh, cool.
Look at all these beautiful, vibrant marks. And that's just the first print. Let's see if we can get another one without adding any more media to it.
I was about to say, you can do multiple prints. Just, it gets lighter, but it's so cool.
But with alcohol ink, it's a little different because we do need that pickup media, but there should be just enough on there that we can get like a nice, faint, subtle print out of it. It's
that's
gorgeous.
That's really cool.
We can keep going and going.
It's like the Energizer Bunny of gel plates.
So I'm just going to show you something. These are fun, but see all the stuff on the edges? They were worried about cleaning up all this over here.
Yeah.
We're just going to take a tag. This tag is one of those Tim Holtz tags, and they're like clay coated, so they are what I call sucky uppy. They pick up stuff without any effort.
Oh, cool.
And so even all the old stuff that's on here, I can just go get it. And there's a border over there. This is how I clean my plate, either with a runaround tag to do what I call garbage prints. I mean, hello.
Oh, pretty.
Or you could use a packing tape, for example, and pick up all of the paint that's left on there.
It's like turning into your own washi, then tape that onto something if you wanted to.
At the end of the day, if you wanted to clean off alcohol ink, I don't really have a rag here, but I'll get a baby wipe. Alcohol ink is moved by alcohol. Alcohol and hand sanitizer.
Does it matter on the brand?
No. I haven't found one that doesn't work yet.
Okay.
And so look,
Look
gone.
how easy that is to clean that up.
Even this yellow stuff. Now, the yellow stuff I went for because yellow stuff is going to be a little more stainy. But you know how you get rid of that? Baby oil.
Oh, okay.
Anything
and it probably
that stains,
helps keep this not dried out. Or will it dry out over time?
I've never killed one yet.
Okay.
But doing something drying like alcohol ink could tend to dry it out more. And you'll notice if it starts to feel a little bit sticky, you just could put a couple drops of baby oil on top.
It's so therapeutic to squish this. I don't know why.
It's the art of well-being.
It is. It's
nice.
fun to squish.
But a tiny bit of baby oil, a couple drops, not a lot, just a couple drops, massage it in. It's like giving it a spa treatment.
That's awesome.
And it lasts forever.
And just look at these prints. Look how gorgeous those prints are.
These are all the things that we got from that.
They're so pretty.
And
just
I have some more examples here.
Oh, yes.
So you can see these are all out. girl I did last night.
Ooh.
She has an attitude.
Gotta have an attitude.
And this one using the rose mandala impressible.
Oh, pretty. Yeah, and so you also have your impressibles, which are kind of like a stencil, but they're etched into the gel plate itself.
It is
So it's kind of like a stamp?
It's more like a stamp, but it's a stamp that does all the things this does, so you can use it with alcohol ink.
Now, I have a video on how to use the impressibles I got at Creativation in 2017, so I will put a link at the bottom to how to get to that video when I get home, because this is live right now. So,
wonderful.
Thank you so much. I really, truly appreciate it. I keep on going the wrong direction. This is a new stick. I'm holding a stick on a gyro, and it's new, and I keep flipping the wrong way. So, yeah, woo! Anyway, thank you so much for showing us amazing using alcohol inks, which we probably already have a ton of them sitting in our crafty drawer that we forget to pull out and use.
And use in a totally different
so
way.
This is a great way to kind of meld two things that you have or hope to have and play and create more amazing art. So I thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.